Hello, hello. It says I'm live. All right, I had to set my mouse still. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes for people to hop on. If you hop on, say hello. Oh, hi, Mom. Good morning. I'm just going to give it just a few minutes before we get started. All right. We will go ahead and get started now. I don't know about you. One of those mornings where I woke up at like 5. My husband gets up at like 4:45 for work. And I woke up at like 5 and I was like wide awake. And then, of course, I fell asleep like right before my alarm went off to get up for yoga. So I'm a little tired, but that's all right. The best thing to do in the morning is move your body. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Go ahead and meet me on your mat on child's pose. Again, separating your knees as wide as the mat. If you want to separate your knees even wider to really get into your hips this morning, go ahead and do so. If you're looking for more of a quad stretch, keep your knees together in your child's pose. When I do child's poses in the morning, I like to rock back and forth. Maybe roll my forehead out on the mat. Just slowly inviting movement into my body. In the morning, you slowly start to wake up your body with some gentle movements, whatever feels good today. On your next inhale, walk your hands over towards the right, keeping your left shoulder down, your left hip down, and just feeling this gentle stretch alongside your left side body. Good. Inhale back to center. And exhale over to the left, keeping your right shoulder down and your right hip down. Good. Inhale back to center. And then come up to a tabletop position. Stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Doing a couple rounds of cat-cow, slowly and gently warming up your spine this morning. On your inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes up towards the ceiling. Then exhale, arch the back, stomach in. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes up. Exhale, arch the spine, belly in. If you're like me, go ahead and move through cat-cow on your own breath here. If you're like me and you're doing this while you're pregnant, think about just moving from your bra line up instead of moving your belly as much. So really moving the upper spine, focusing on that. Very good. So separate your knees again. We're going to do something kind of fun. So we're going to push back to a child's pose. And then on your inhale, we're going to come forward, keeping your knees on the mat, but really coming forward, kind of pushing your hips forward a little bit. So you're in this like modified plank. And then slowly lower down, hugging your arms into the body. Bring your arms close to the body, like a little push-up, and then push back to a child's pose. Very good. Inhale, come back up. We're going to do a little push-up. Good, and then push back to child's pose. So when you're doing these yogi push-ups, inhale, come back up. Push up. So good. When you're doing these yogi push-ups, you should really feel it in your tricep. Good. Child's pose. One more time coming through. So you're hugging your arms into the body. Nice. Push back to child's pose. So good. I love yogi push-ups because I don't work my triceps nearly as much as I should. Inhale back to a tabletop position. Good. We're going to go ahead and take some organic body movements, whether that's just shaking it out, or maybe you do cat-cow, maybe you roll out your wrists, whatever feels good this morning. And then flip your back toes, meet me in a high plank. Pushing the ground away from you so you're not sinking into your shoulders. Your stomach is in, your legs are active. You should start to feel the internal heat building in your abs. So good. Go ahead and push back to a downward facing dog. Might be your first down dog of the day. Go ahead and pedal out your feet, straightening one leg, bending the other. Good. On your next inhale, rise up on your toes as high as you can. And then exhale, sink your heels back down towards the mat. That should feel so good. Inhale again, rise up on your toes. Exhale, sink your heels down towards the mat. So good. Inhale, look forward. We're going to tiptoe our feet to the top of the mat. Separate your feet hips distance apart when you get to the top. We're just going to hang heavy in ragdoll position. So go ahead and grab opposite elbows, swing back and forth. Hang heavy here, really feeling the stretch on your hamstrings. And if you need to bend your knees, that's okay. This is the morning or whatever time you find yourself doing this class. So it's really important to slowly and gently warm up your hamstrings. Good. Heel toe your feet back to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Very good. We're going to run through a couple rounds of Sun Salutation A to really warm up the body before we get moving. Well, we are moving, but here we go. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Good. Plant your hands on the mat. Step your right foot back so you find yourself in this high lunge here. And then step your left foot back, high plank. Slowly lower down chaturanga, hugging the arms into the body. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, a couple breaths here. Inhale, look forward. Hop, step, or walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, one more time. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step your left foot back. Pause here in this high plank. Very good. And then step your right foot back, I'm sorry, that was a high lunge. Step your right foot back, high plank. Slowly lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Finding length in your hamstrings. Inhale, look forward, hop, step, or walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Very good. Inhale, arms overhead. At the same time, bring your right leg with you. We're coming into this one-legged Tadasana. Finding stability here. Stomach is in. And if it helps, you can bring hands to heart center or keep your arms overhead. We're going to swing our right leg back, moving slowly, bend into that front knee, and then land in a crescent lunge. Very good. Keeping two hips in one line. Mini micro bend in that back knee. Sink into that front leg, really trying to get a 90-degree bend in that front leg. Stomach is in, chest is lifted, arms active. Very good. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, open up, warrior two. Good. Hips are parallel with the long side of your mat now. Look down at your feet. Make sure you have a heel to arch alignment, meaning the front heel intersects the back arch. Arms are actively reaching in opposite directions. So think about two people on either side holding your hands and pulling in opposite directions. Your shoulders might feel fatigued, but that's good. You're building muscle memory. Exhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Your right hand can come down on your right leg, or you can bind it behind your back if you're looking for a little bit of an added challenge. Inhale, back to warrior two. Good. Extended side angle, bringing your forearm down on your thigh, right arm towards the front of the mat. So think about one line from your fingertips all the way to the side of your right foot. Open up your armpit towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale, back to warrior two. And then 5-pointed star. Turn your toes to the long side of the mat. Inhale, reaching up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, sink into goddess. Bring your heels in, knees pointing out towards your toes. And then go ahead and bring your hands to your knees. Sometimes it feels good to rock back and forth. Really getting into the hip joint here. And then exhale, we're going to drop our right shoulder. So in that dropping your shoulder, you're also pushing your right knee away a little bit. You should start to feel that stretch a little bit more. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder. Inhale, back to center. So good. Bring your hands back to heart center. Pause here. Your legs should be on fire. You should feel really good right now. Inhale, arms overhead. We're going to interlace our fingers behind our back. Open up the chest. And then exhale, fold. Keeping your hands where they are. Allowing your hands to fall away from the body. You should start to feel this in your shoulders. You can keep your hands where they are or release the grip to the mat. And just hang here, wide-legged forward fold. Good. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Resting here, I shouldn't say resting, pausing here in your high lunge. Really sink into that front knee. You should feel that in your right hip flexor. So good. And then inhale, step your right foot to meet your left foot, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Bring your left knee with you. Coming into that one-legged Tadasana on the other side. So good, feeling strong here. Keeping your hands where they are, or if it helps with balance, if you want to bring your hands to heart center, you can. Slowly start to kick your left leg back, bending into that right knee. And then land softly in crescent lunge. Very good. Keeping two hips in one line. Micro bend in that back knee. Breathing is normal. And then open up warrior two. So good. Your hips, hips are parallel with the long side of your mat. Again, heel to arch alignment with your feet. Think about those friends being on opposite sides of your hands, pulling your arms away from you. Then exhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Again, your left hand can come down on your left leg or bind it behind your back. Very good. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Forearm comes down on the thigh. Left arm towards the front of the mat. Again, one line from your fingertips all the way to the side of your left foot. Very good. Opening up your shoulder. Really opening up through your chest. Inhale, back to warrior two. I'm going to turn around so you can see me. Then inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. So heels are in, knees facing out towards your toes. Again, go ahead and bring your hands down to your knees. Then we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. Go ahead and drop your left shoulder. At the same time, pushing your left knee away with your left hand. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop the right shoulder. So good. Inhale, back to center. Hands come to heart center. Keep your legs where they are. Starting to feel the burn. Good. Inhale, back up to five-pointed star. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Open up the chest. I love doing chest openers in the morning. Just feels so good to open up your heart, your shoulders. And then exhale, fold forward, keeping your grip. Allowing your hands to fall away from the body. Keeping your grip if you'd like, or you can release your hands down to the mat. couple more breaths here in your wide-legged forward fold. Good. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Pausing here in this high lunge. Really sink into that right leg so you're really feeling that stretch on your left hip flexor. And then step your left foot to meet your right, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. So good. And we're going to do a couple of my favorite standing poses. I think I've talked about them before. So the first one we're going to start with is bow pose, or standing bow, which is also called dancer, if you're familiar with it. So go ahead and bring your weight to your left leg. Bend your right leg. Sorry, I think I have the hiccups. Drop your right hand out to the side, palm facing the ceiling, and just let your palm drop down and catch the inside of your right ankle. Very good. Standing here, feeling strong, feeling steady. Inhale, arms overhead, or just your left arm overhead. And then exhale, we're going to kick our right leg back at the same time reaching forward with your left hand. Kicking and reaching are equal so that you can balance here forever. Breathing is normal. Standing leg is locked out, or I'm sorry. Standing leg is active here, so think about, instead of just locking your left leg, you're lifting your kneecap, so you're engaging your quadricep so that it's strong. It is a strong standing post. Good, I already fell out, but inhale, come back up. Release your leg, meet me in standing. Shake it out if that feels good. We're going to do it on the other side. So bring your left hand out. Bring your body weight to your right leg. Bend your left leg. Bring your left hand out, palm facing the ceiling. Drop it down. Grab the inner left ankle. Very good. Right arm up towards the sky. Again, think about that standing knee. Lift your standing kneecap so you're engaging your quadricep. You're not just locking your leg, because that sometimes hyperextends, and you don't want to hyperextend, you want it solid. So lift your kneecap, engage your quadricep, and then exhale, we're going to kick back with our left foot and reach forward with our right hand. Sometimes it helps to grab a wall instead of balancing. Breathing normal. If you fall out, try to get back in. We've got some time. Very good. Inhale, come out. Release the grip, release the feet. Come back to standing. Bring your hands to heart center. Sometimes it helps to close your eyes. That pose is known to get the heart racing, and I just love it. So we're coming into tree pose. I just love tree pose. It's just calming. It's a great way to get centered and grounded. So bring your body weight into your left leg. Bend your right leg. Bring your right foot anywhere where you feel comfortable. If it's on the ankle, you can stay here. If it's your shin, stay here. That's perfect. If it's your inner thigh, great. I will meet you in tree pose wherever you are today. Make sure you are avoiding your knee. You don't want to be pushing against your knee. That would cause a lot of knee damage. And you'll notice knee pain after this pose, and that's not what we want. Hands come to heart center. Once you find your balance, you can bring your arms overhead. If you're looking to test your balance, if you're really good at balancing and you want, an extra challenge, you can close your eyes. See how that feels. I have not mastered the eyes closed balance yet. Good. Bring hands back to heart center. Release the right leg. Good. Other side now, shifting your body weight to your right leg, bending your left leg. Again, if you want to bring your left foot to your ankle, to your shin, or inner thigh, wherever you're at today. Again, I want to stress the importance of avoiding your knee. You do not want your foot on your knee, because when we're in tree, I want you to actively push into your thigh with your foot, and then also push into your foot with your thigh. So it's like you're pushing into each other. That helps with balance, that helps stay active. So please avoid your knee. I don't want anyone to have any knee pain. And if you feel steady here, you're not wobbling, you're not falling, go ahead and grow your branches, bring your arms overhead. Good. Bring hands back to heart center. Release your leg. Shake it out. It should feel so good. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step back to a high plank. You can take your last chaturanga here or meet me in downward facing dog. Good. If you haven't already, meet me in down dog. Coming into half pigeon. Inhale your right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Ankle over towards the left. Drop your back knee down. Lovely half pigeon. Keeping two hips in one line. Your hips should feel supported here. If they don't, go ahead and grab a blanket or a block and put it under your right hip, just to feel more safe and secure here. And if you'd like to, you can go ahead and walk your arms forward and sleep your pigeon. Just a couple breaths here. Good. Walking your hands back underneath your shoulders. Flip your back toes, lift your back knee. Allow for your right leg to release back. Three-legged dog. And then drop your right leg down. Inhale, your left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your left knee forward behind your left wrist, ankle over towards the right. Drop your back knee down, half pigeon. So good. Again, keeping two hips in one line here. If you feel good and supported here, you can walk your hands forward. Remembering that if your hip at all is coming up or does not feel supported, please grab a blanket or a block and put it underneath your hip. Good. Walking your hands back underneath your shoulders. flip your back toes, lift your back knee, allow for your left leg to release back, three-legged dog. And then drop your left knee down. So good. I'm sorry, your left foot down. Drop to your knees, come over onto your seat. We're going to do something a little different than I normally do in my classes. What I'm doing is I'm grabbing a blanket. If you have tight hips and tight hamstrings like me, go ahead and grab a blanket. We're just coming into straddle. I think it's called straddle, wide straddle. I have really tight hips, so I have to sit on an elevated blanket to do this pose. All right, so placing your hands on the mat, we're gonna like twist over towards the right. Think about twisting your upper body over towards the right, but plant your left hand close to your left leg. And then we're gonna bring our right arm up and over towards the left toes. Very good. So yes, we were twisting to the right, but now we're stretching over to the left. Good. This time drop your right hand down. We're gonna frame our left foot. So now our upper body is facing the left leg. Should be a great inner thigh stretch. Great hip stretch. You should feel it in your hamstrings too. I normally hate this stretch, which means I need this stretch more than anything. Good. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to do that on the other side. So like you're twisting your upper body over towards the left. Plant your right hand down by your right leg. Then inhale your left arm up and over towards your right toes. Good. Drop your left hand down. We're framing our right leg now so that our upper body is now facing our right toes. Very good. Good. Inhale, coming back to center. Bring your legs together. If you had a blanket, go ahead and move it out of the way. Bring your legs out in front of you, arms out in front of you, and slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time, all the way down to your back. Since I am pregnant, I will not be joining you on my back, but I will still instruct. Once you get down to your back, go ahead and bring both knees into your chest. Giving your knees a big hug. Maybe rocking back and forth if that feels good. And then send your legs out long, coming into our final Shavasana. Legs can be as wide as the mat, allowing your toes to flop open, your palms facing the ceiling. And allowing your body to completely relax. Relaxing here for your final minute of complete Shavasana, reaping the benefits of class today. I will guide you out. If you have time in your day and you'd like to stay here a little bit longer in your Shavasana, I advise you do so. If you'd like to move on with your day, Go ahead and inhale your arms over your head, full body stretch. And then exhale, roll over to your right side. Resting here for just a moment. And then push the ground away from you. Come to an easy seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. We're going to close with a couple of deep breaths. Inhale through your nose. Hold it at the top. Take one more sip of air. And then exhale through your mouth. Good. Inhale through your nose. Hold it at the top. Take one more sip of air. Exhale, let it go. So good. Thank you so much for being here. Bow your head towards your hands. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Namaste. Thanks, guys. How did you like it? Again, if you are watching this at a different time, make sure you let me know that you're watching this on replay. Let me know what you think, and I would just love to hear from you. If you're watching it live, if you're watching it on replay, either way, I would love to hear from you. So thank you guys so much for joining me. This gentle, I thought it was gentle, maybe it wasn't gentle morning flow. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Namaste.